Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda Civic 1.8 ES registered DE57FRC, and with a mileage of 189,144 recorded. So a substantial mileage. The reason we do these videos, by the way, very simply, is just to ensure that if anyone's online looking at any of our cars, they actually get to see them in operation. And the reason being that we want, like ourselves, we've been to see cars which have looked, absolutely fine in photographs and descriptions, only to get there and find out there's a fundamental issue with the car which you would much rather know about before setting off. And especially important on older cars with, big mileages like this. Less relevant in some ways than the newer stuff, which clearly is going to be good. This car has come in as a part exchange to us. The lady's bought a newer Honda Civic, clearly loves her Civics, but I'm going to treat this exactly the same as any of the other cars, and I'll pick up on any issues that there may well be with the car. Starting with the engine, which is astonishing, I have to say. It starts absolutely instantly and settles to a smooth, even idle, even from cold. It sounds exactly the same as a low mileage one. It is, this is a case in point as to why I feel Honda's just so brilliantly engineered, and I harp on about it, because that engine is amazing, absolutely amazing. It pulls absolutely brilliantly. It said in every way, it feels like it would have done when it was, a quarter of the mileage. I know that on her average MPG, they're meant to average about 42, 43 to the gallon, and it's currently averaging 42.2 miles per gallon, which is exactly where it's meant to be. So it's, but put your foot down, lovely and sweet. It really is absolutely amazing. Engine then feeds through into the clutch and gearbox in the car. Clutch is fine. Obviously it's got some wear in it. It bites a little bit lower than it would have done when it was new. May have had a new clutch at some point in its life, but it's still it's smooth in operation. There's no clutch slip. It absolutely as it should be. All the gears engage beautifully. The gearbox is brilliant on these, absolutely brilliant. It's a lovely slick gear change, and all the gears engage absolutely perfectly. It's one of the best gearboxes you'll ever use, and you'd expect after 189,000 miles for it to feel a little bit loose in the linkages, and an engagement might feel not quite as good, and yet it feels absolutely exactly as it would have done when it was new. And again, that's testament to the engineering behind these cars. It really is. Let's come to the steering of the car. Always been brilliant in these Civics. Pin sharp, absolutely incredibly accurate and precise, very quick in its responses. It really is. And again, it just feels ridiculously tight on the road. Steering tracks absolutely dead straight. There's absolutely no vibrations at this speed or at any speed up to the legal limit. But the whole car feels incredibly tight, ridiculously so. Suspension of the car, the handling, it rides really well. Only sort of sharp ridges tend to catch them out. They always did in this generation. But when you're driving like this, it's very comfortable. It goes to the corners absolutely superbly, very flat in its cornering stance. It's a car that you can actually enjoy driving. There's very few in this day and age which kind of give you that kind of pleasure in a sort of fundamentally a family car. The only criticism in terms of kind of wear and tear on the suspension, there's a little bit of a knock over certain bumps. Normally, and I'm not saying it is, but normally it's things like drop links. It might not be, but it's You know, you drive along now, you can't hear anything. It's just on sort of the odd little sort of sharper bump, especially when cold. You can hear a little bit, but it's neither here nor there. But so the videos are here to sort of pick up on these things, and that's what I try and do. He's going to turn right. No indicator for the lorry. It's nice of him. I'm just going to swing around here because I was going to do my brakes there, but get up to speed and give the engine's so sweet. It is amazing, I have to say. Absolutely astonishing. Right, up to speed now. Give the brakes a good old shove. No one behind me. Really good brake pedal on the car. Instant, great response to them. No pulsing, no vibrations. Absolutely spot on. It really is. Finally coming inside the car, which, you know, you expect 189,000 miles. It's not as clean as it was. It needs to go clean, basically. There is wear, particularly on the silver trims around the electric window switches on both sides, which was common on this generation Civic, actually, because they changed that paint on the 2009 models, and they didn't do it anymore. But there's no squeaks or rattles I can hear. It is amazingly put together. In terms of kind of what works, what doesn't, everything seems to work. The power fold on the mirrors doesn't work. The actual electrical adjustment seems to work fine. All the electric windows work absolutely fine. Central locking, remote locking, all good. Check the cruise control, works absolutely fine on the car. The only thing that definitely doesn't work, is the air conditioning. The heater and blower works, it cools you, but you don't get the air conditioning effect. Now, occasionally you can be very lucky indeed, and it's just going to be top up the gas. This generation Civic were known for having quite weak compressors on them, so just take it as the air conditioning doesn't work, and if it's important to you that it does, it's not the right car for you, because obviously you either need to expect to get it repaired, but that is it. That basically is it. It really is. It's amazing. You can drive. I've driven lots of much newer, lower mileage competitors that don't drive anything like as nicely as this, and certainly haven't got an engine anything like as sweet. Because this is absolutely amazing. But you consider that the car, in terms of the price it's now been sold for, or advertised for, basically you couldn't buy an engine for the price. So it's, it is worth more actually as parts than it is as a car. But hopefully someone will have some use for it. A couple of things to attend to, but only minor things. But it is exceptional car to drive.